Now you're known for these gritty crime
Yeah.
dramas, but the realism of this movie is just, it's off the wall. Can you talk about that and how you were able to get that?
Yeah, I mean it starts with the story, and the exciting part of it was that this is it's a story. It's a human story. It's a drama of a guy who is kind of running from his past, and is hoping to have some control over his future, if he has a future, and he may not have a future, which is the Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth's Hathaway, who's paroled out of prison, who's furloughed out of prison, kind of a conditional release if he'll help identify and apprehend a cyber criminal operating of major proportions, operating somewhere in the world like a ghost in a machine. Then he may win a commutation of his sentence. And that launches him and the story and us into Hong Kong and Jakarta and Malaysia. But what happens within the story that was fascinating to me is that it's ripped from the cutting edge of right now. It's from our lives as we're living them today. It's not the kind of somebody interrogating an informant or offense on a kind of crime that may have been prevalent 15 years ago, but we're still making stories about them. This is happening right now today. So the opportunity to work with a family of people and make a movie about something that's so current, that was really exciting. And that's what took us to these places. The realism comes from just kind of doing the work. I'm excited about doing a kind of immersive research. If I'm going to do a movie about a thief, I don't go look at other movies about thieves or read books about thieves. I go hang with a thief, and just getting with the real people who really do this, whatever it is the subject of the movie's about. It's nothing like it. In fact, I can't imagine anybody. Why would anybody want to do it any other way? Because we're all human, and everybody's human, and we have these peculiarities, and we have identities, we have histories, we have we have a certain way we walk, talk, hold a coffee cup. Attitudes about how you ask a girl out on a date, what do you think of the material world, your cosmology, how do you think, why we're here, there's so much to it, educational background. So when you're with somebody who really does do this, you start, what happens is that characters suggest themselves, they present themselves, they show up, So we spent time with Kevin Poulsen, who's a convicted Blackhat actor, spent 5 years in prison. Kind of a kid who went from hacking telephone systems to deciding that when Kiss Radio was going to auction off a Porsche to a certain number of callers, that he should be all the callers, and he won the Porsche. And he did 5 years in prison, and then he got out, and now he's an editor at Wired magazine. Another guy, Chris McKinley, is a mathematician. Just got his PhD at UCLA, went through grad school as a chiropractor in Vegas, went to Harbin, speaks Mandarin. Brilliant guy. Reverse engineered iCupid and became the most desirable male in Los Angeles for a while. So when you meet these guys and you get into, what's the turn on, when you do it, what's explain the heightened experience, explain how it makes you feel, why do you do what you do, and now tell me what it is that, what it's like, what's the sensation of it, and you get something